Welcome again to Identity's open office hours of July 16th. Episode number, I think it's 17. I put Bailey on the spot right there. Anyways, as most of you know, what I like doing is giving you guys a bit of news update of what's going on in the digital marketing world. And after that, we open the floor for questions and we talk about what's going on in each of, if you have any questions, then I can definitely answer them. So with that in mind, I'm going to start sharing my screen. And the first thing I want to talk about today is undeniably things have changed, right? You know what, let me resume sharing. There you go. So undeniably things have changed in our world, and that has also been represented through social media. We are seeing throughout our ad accounts, the ad accounts that we manage for our clients, we're seeing through our social media accounts that there are certain trends that are happening right now. Barry Hott created a thread on Twitter that actually put some points into perspective on how things are changing and have been changing. Hold on, let me just do a minute here. So, okay, so the first thing is, with the world opening back up, a lot of people are just being out more, which means that they're not spending as much time as they did in front of their computers and in social media. So that is definitely going to affect our campaigns. Second thing, of course, is that shopping behaviors are also moving, right? Especially for things where people like to try on. So all those shopping behaviors are going from the online world into the offline world. Third, of course, it's summer. People like to be outside more, so they're not going to spend as much time in their actual platforms. The fourth point that Barry makes here is that with all the political and I guess everything that's happening in terms of news out there, sometimes ads are sticking a little bit out more, and obviously what was working in February may not be working today, right? And there's a bunch of other things. The other big one, of course, that I'm going to highlight is point 8 here that he makes is like social media, advertising, branding is an actual process. What you were doing maybe a month ago, because of platform changes, because of user journey changes, may not be working today, which means that you always have to constantly be looking at it and keep changing to see what's working, what's not working. And something that a lot of you, I hope at least, have heard me say all the time is social media is a lot about testing. Basically, we're testing the whole time to see what it is that works, and when it stops working, well, we keep testing, we keep testing, we keep testing, and that's basically a cycle that can't stop. Second thing I want to talk about today was TikTok. As many of you know, and probably you do, I hope you do, you've probably seen on the news that TikTok is getting a little bit of flack in a lot of countries, including the US, where they're actually thinking of banning TikTok. I believe India already did it, and I think a couple other countries have done it as well. But equally importantly, because of the number of users, the US is actually thinking of banning TikTok. But with that in mind, other platforms have appeared in the short video vertical, and one of them is actually Byte. Byte is a very similar application to TikTok, and as a matter of fact, the one of the co-founders or creators put this on Twitter. He said that Byte had 622,000 downloads, global downloads in one single day. That was, I believe, July 10th. So somewhere between July 9th, July 10th, they had 622,000 global downloads. So that's something very interesting that we definitely have to pay attention to. Third, sort of following up on the conversation we were having last week about Google My Business. I know we dived deep a little bit in our private conversation that wasn't recorded. Talking about Google My Business and the fact that sometimes they're not as communicative to those that manage the listings. So an article on Search Engine Land is talking about that Google is actually now going to start emailing the managers or the administrators rather of listings when either a listing gets suspended and or an account gets suspended. And there was a second reason somewhere around here, but that is, I think, a step in the right direction for Google to be able to be a little more communicative with us that actually use their platform. And last but not least, sort of has to do with digital technology, digital marketing. So Barbados, I don't know if you guys saw it on the news. They set up a PR campaign telling people that they can come and work for 12 months. If you have a visitor, you can legally work for 12 months in Barbados as a remote worker. Now, two things here. The first one, of course, is that it's a great PR campaign for them to be able to bring tourists back into the country. And on the other side of that, if a lot of us are working remotely and there is no need for physical interaction, I don't know how many of us would actually put down the opportunity to work in Barbados or somewhere in the Caribbean with our computers in our offices in front of the beach. And yeah, that's actually all I have for today. So yeah, what do you guys have any questions about the 4 topics I shared today before we move on? Yeah, Lori, no, go ahead. Sorry, I was not seeing the video. Yeah, go for it.
That's okay. I'm really, really glad to hear that Google is starting to talk to account managers, because wow, when you have anything funky go wrong with your account, trying to get it resolved is a complete nightmare. They made some changes last year that froze up our account, and we actually had to pay somebody to assist us with it, which was kind of crazy because literally it was unclicking one option that they had added. And when they added it, they being Google, they added it on. So it blocked our account from interacting, which was weird.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I hope rather that this is a step in the right direction for them to be a little more communicative with Google My Business listing administrators, because you're right, and not to put Google on the spot, but it also happens with Facebook as well. Over the last 3-4 months, there have been many tales of Facebook accounts, ad accounts being suspended, people being kicked out for no reason. Sometimes the algorithm just sees something and then it does it. And then I myself have gone through that process a few times, and you get to the first level support, they're only the front people. There is a second level that there is no direct access to. It almost seems sometimes with these platforms that there is no way to directly communicate with somebody what you think is not correct, right? And or even asking them what is the problem, or having some kind of reasonable explanation of why it is that an account got suspended, an account got delisted, a listing got suspended as well. So yeah, I think it's a great step in Google, and hopefully we'll keep seeing this escalate throughout their other services.
And also what we were discussing last week about where I had shared that I believe that a competitor is taking down some of our, or reporting our posts.
Absolutely.
And not having really any place to have a discussion with Google to say, first of all, can you read our post first before you take it down? Because you'll notice that there's nothing offensive in there. And yeah.
I think I don't remember if it was here in Canada or in the US where there was an initiative, and I'm pretty sure it still is, to make Google especially I think they were going to call it like a national utility company, so that it's actually governed by some kind of government entity. And I think there are still discussions happening around that line, because a lot of us use it as like frequently as we use any other service, right? Like Google has become a part of our life to the point where it's not a company anymore, it's a verb, right? Google it. Just Google it.
Mm-hmm.
It has become a verb, and I think there is some merit, or there possibly is some merit to those people that are looking to maybe, um, I don't want to say control, but maybe have a bit of an eye on it as a utility as opposed to a private company.
Mm-hmm. That's it's necessary. It's inevitable that it needs some sort of policing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, anything else, guys, that I can answer with regards to these four topics? Anybody filling the application to go to Barbados? I see. There you go. I see a few hands going up. But that's yeah. I saw this, and as soon as I saw this, I'm like, this woman is brilliant. She's doing a great PR campaign for
Mm-hmm.
their to letting people know, right? We're open. Come see us, right? But yeah, I thought that was very cute. And if I don't have more
What is their
questions,
COVID ratings?
you know what?
Do they
I
have any
haven't
people on the island?
I haven't I haven't dove into that kind of data. Maybe subconsciously, on purpose. But yeah,
Mm.
maybe for those of you that raise your hands, maybe something to consider before you make it to Barbados. I've never
Get your
been, but
ticket.
I've heard it's beautiful.
Yes, yes. I have a girlfriend that lives there.
Oh, there you go.
Although I haven't visited her yet, even though she's asked.
Really?
Yeah, go
There you
visit.
go. Maybe we'll
Woo-hoo.
make an
No.
identity open office
Time
hours
for a
trip.
renovation job in Barbados.
There you go. All right, guys.
I'm in.
If you